Hello, welcome to my channel, GymJam. My name is Jamal. Thanks for being here and listening to this video. Now, this video is actually going to be a follow-up to my U.S. men's video. As you know, I did get some comments saying, what about this person? What about that person? And I said, well, since I don't really follow men's gymnastics that closely, I thought, like, well, maybe take a closer look into this. So I did, and when I look at the people who were mentioned, I came down to four, with only two of them really being in contention, in my opinion. So we're going to start off with Steven. Now, I can't pronounce his last name, so we'll call him Steven N for the sake of this video. Now, Steven only did one event at championships, one, and that was pommel horse. And I believe he fell. Let me just double check the scores. Where are you, Steven? Yes, either he fell day two. I can't remember. I haven't watched the competition in a while. And then day one he did well. So day one he got 15.4, and day two he got 14.6. So honestly, his score really doesn't add much overall. I mean, yes, it averages out to a 15, but the U.S. did finish in third place with weak pommels, and he only does one like event. So with this format, and with him not being like a metal lock for Paris on horse, there's no reason to take him, in my opinion. That's just my thought process. If it were a six-man team and you really thought he could medal, yeah, you might take a flyer on him. But with only five-member team, doesn't work. The numbers don't support that. So next we have Curran from Stanford. Now, Curran did four events at championships, and his best event was parallel bars. Let me just double check that score for you guys. Okay. Come on, Curran, where'd you go? I only know you did four events. All right, yes, four events. And his best event was P bars with a 15.5. Now, the US has very solid P bar workers already, not at his level, but again, you would probably only use him on one event, and you can't take a one event specialist. He's not a specialist. He does do more than one, but for the sake of this argument, he probably only used P bars, and he doesn't contribute enough to warrant being taken. So unfortunately, he doesn't factor in it either. Now, to get to the meat of the competition, where it comes down to Paul Judah and Shane Wiskus. So I had to kind of really look into their numbers, see how they did, and let me pull up the table. So I'm going to compare Donnell and Asher to Shane and Paul. Now, Shane has a 14 had a 14.30 vault. You know, solid, second to only Donnell, but barely ahead of Asher. So I don't think he would make the vault lineup. Now, Horse, like I said, was not good for the U.S. They finished sixth overall in team finals on horse, but they still won the bronze medal, and that is key. That's a key point. Horse is weak, but it did not really kill the U.S. Florex, Shane has a 14.25. I believe we have better floor workers, so we wouldn't need Shane there. Now his P bars is really good, 14.725. Again, great P bars, still behind Asher and barely ahead of Donnell. So given his other scores, I don't think he makes the team. And his overall is 56.925, which is, yes, only 3/10 behind Asher, but Asher, I believe, contributes what the U.S. really needs, which is vault, rings, and P bars. And like I said, Shane doesn't make it because the horse is a good event for him, and the U.S. does need horse workers, but his horse is not good enough to. I won't say not good enough to make the team. I just say it doesn't do enough to help him in comparison to the other people. Now moving on to Paul. Paul's a 14.125 vault. Dead last amongst these four. Then you have his horse score. Now his horse, is higher than Shane's by 0.3, but again, he doesn't contribute enough anywhere else to make his horse that valuable. He has a 14.225 on Florex. I don't think he would make Forex lineup at this point. And 14.1 P bars, dead last amongst the four men here for a total of 56.4. And he's 0.5 behind Shane. So I really don't think Paul could make this line. I really don't think Paul's in the conversation at this point. I think Shane's a little bit more in the conversation, but not that much more. So at the end of the day, I'm going to stick with my thought process that for the last spot on the U.S. men's team, it is going to come down to Donnell and Asher. But I do want to hear your guys' opinion. Do you really feel Paul can make this team over Asher and Donnell? Or do you think Shane can make the team over Asher and Donnell? Please let me know in the comments. Give me your thoughts and why. I can't wait to read them. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.